Many centuries ago, there was a great and powerful king of Persia named Sabur. He was a kind and generous king who helped the poor and showed respect to everybody. On the public holidays, Sabur always opened his palace to the people of the city. The people celebrate for days and brought the king and his family beautiful gifts. The wizard was a smart inventor who knew all about magic and the mysteries of the world and could make unusual things. The wizard presented the king a horse, and the wizard said, "My lord, if you get on this horse, it will carry you wherever you want to go. It can ride through the sky and race through 1 year in a single day." And the king said, "Show me how this horse of yours works. By Allah, if you are telling the truth, I'll give you whatever your heart desires." So now, wizard, you may ask for anything and I'll give you whatever you desire. The wizard had heard that the king had 3 beautiful daughters, and that the youngest was especially beautiful. Tsar asked the king to give him his youngest daughter as his wife, but the 3 daughters had been watching and listening from behind a curtain. The youngest saw that her husband was at least 100 years old and very ugly. So she ran to her room, fell into her bed, and cried. Then the prince said, "Dear little sister, why are you crying?" "What?" And the prince said, "Dear little sister, why are you crying? What's made you so unhappy?" And the sister said, "Our fathers want me to marry an old ugly wizard." And the prince said, "Don't worry, I will stop this silly marriage. I'll go talk to our father." And the king said, "My son, you don't understand. This horse is amazing. Just try it and you'll see what I'm talking about." The prince was very good with horses, but when he got on this horse, it would move. He sat on its back, kicking its sides and commanding it to move, but it just sat there, completely still. The king was very angry and ordered the wizard to show the prince how it worked. And the wizard said, "Press this." And the king, "Make them come down again." And the wizard said, "My lord, there is nothing I can do. Your son was too silly and proud to ask me about the button for coming down, and I'm afraid I forgot to tell him." And the king said, "Slaves, put the wizard in prison." While all this was happening, the horse kept flying nearer and nearer to the sun. The prince realized now that the wizard had heard this conversation with his father and had tricked him. He knew that he was completely lost, and he regretted ever getting on the horse. And the prince said, "I'm sure that if there was an up button, there must be a down button too." He flew over cities and countries he had never seen before. The sky was beginning to grow dark, so he decided to stay in a city for the night. He looked and looked for somewhere to land and eventually saw a tall palace. And say, "If this horse delivers me safely back to my father and family, I'll thank that funny-looking old wizard."
Yes.
A beautiful young woman was lying on the bed, also sleeping. Her hair was black and shone so brightly that it seemed to be full of stars. Her face and body were like a wonderful dream. And the, and the prince said, "What's happening? Who are you?" And the prince said, "I'm your slave and your lover." And the princess said, "And who sent you here?" And the prince said, "Allah sent me here." And the slaves' girls say, "My princess, who is this man and what's he doing here?" And the prince says, and the prince said, "I'm afraid I have no idea who is, but he is very kind and charming." Stop. In the other palace, the slave boy went for his work, but it wasn't there. He ran to the prince's room and accused the prince of being an evil wizard because the prince had managed to get past him and into the prince's room. And the prince said, "How dare you call me an evil wizard? I'm a royal prince. Your king married me to your princess and commanded me to come to my wife's room tonight." But the slave didn't believe that and ran to tell the king about the prince. And the king said, "Young man, you have damaged my daughter's honor by entering her room without permission from her king." And the prince said, "But my lord, it was an accident. I was wandering throughout your wonderful palace when I saw her great beauty. I am afraid I couldn't control myself." And the king said, "Never mind that. I should have my slaves kill you right now. You have damaged my honor as well as my daughter. But instead of killing you now, we'll see how brave you really are. You say you are a royal prince. All right, you can keep your life until tomorrow. Then you must fight my army. My army. If you If you fight my soldiers and win, you won't lose your life. And there's one more thing. I won't tell my army that you came into my daughter's room tonight. I tell them that you wish to marry my daughter and that I have commanded you to fight my army first. In this way, our honor will be safe." And the prince said, "I accept your offer, and I win because my love for your daughter is true." The king and the prince sat for hours and talked about many things. The king began to like the princess. The next morning, the king said, "Listen carefully. This young man has came to ask for permission to marry my daughter. I never met a very young man with a warmer heart or a strong spirit. He's told me that he can fight you and win. When the battles begin, you must attack him with all your strength. I'm afraid, my lord, that none of your horse pleases me." And the king said, "What? These are the best horses in the country." And the prince said, "My lord, I would prefer to ride my own horse, the horse I come on." And the king said, "And where is your horse?" And the prince said, "On top of the palace." And the king said, "Where?" And the prince said, "On the roof." And the king said, "What? Now you're being silly. People will think you're crazy. Maybe you're crazy." The king commanded his guards to go to the roof and bring down the prince's horse. And the king said, "Is this really your horse?" And the prince said, "Oh yes, and you'll soon see just how amazing it is." And the king said, "Well, It's time for the battle to begin. Get on your horse, prince, said the king. And the prince said, My lord, your army is too close. I can get on my horse until you command them to move back. And the king said, And why it's necessary for me to move my army back? And the prince said, They might make my horse nervous, my lord. And the prince said again, Now what, my lord? I'm going to get on this horse and you'll find out how smart and strong we are. Together we are destroy your army. And the king say, Yes, yes, just get on the horse. There were a few moments of silence as the prince climbed back up into the horse's shining back. All the people pushed each other to try to see what he was doing, not realizing that he had pressed the up button. And the king said, Quick, catch him before he escapes. And the soldier says, But, oh, king, how can we catch a flying horse? This man must be an evil wizard. Oh Allah, please save us from him. After watching the prince's trick, the king rushed back to the palace and told his daughter. She became violently sick and fell on her bed crying. The king said, But dear daughter, we shall be thankful that Allah has saved us from his wizard, who only wanted to make love you. She ignored her father's sympathetic words and told him that she wouldn't eat or drink until Allah brought her love back to her. Meanwhile, the prince finally reached his own city. He came down to land on the roof of the palace. Praise to Allah for bringing you home safely, my son. The king commanded his servants to prepare the palace and the city so that they could celebrate his son's return. Everyone danced, sang, and ate and drank as much as they could for 7 days and 7 nights. The prince said to his father what had happened to the wizard. And the king said, He is an evil man, and I was a fool to trust him. He's been in prison since the day you left us, and he'll stay in prison forever. The prince told his father how amazing the horse was, and asked him to let the old man out of prison. When the wizard was free and given this news, he was very angry. And the king said, I know that you have used this horse well, but you don't know everything about it. There could be hidden dangers. I think it would be a mistake for you to ride it again. While they were sitting and talking in this way, a beautiful slave girl began to play music for them. She sang a song about separate lovers. And the king and the prince remembered the lovely daughter of the king of Sanas more than ever. So he went quickly up to the roof, got on his horse, pressed the up button, and she became violently sick and fell on her bed crying. The king said, But dear daughter, we shall be thankful that Allah has saved us from his wizard, who only wanted to make love you. She ignored her father's sympathetic words and told him that she wouldn't eat or drink until Allah brought her love back to her. Meanwhile, the prince finally reached his own city. He came down to land on the roof of the palace. Praise to Allah for bringing you home safely, my son. The, the king commanded his servants to prepare the palace and the city so that they could celebrate his son's return. Everyone danced, sang, and ate and drank as much as they could for 7 days and 7 nights. The prince said to his father what had happened to the wizard. And the king said, "He is an evil man, and I was a fool to trust him. He's been in prison since the day you left us, and he'll stay in prison forever." The prince told his father how amazing the horse was, and asked him to let the old man out of prison. When the wizard was free and given this news, he was very angry. And the king said, "I know that you have used this horse well, but you don't know everything about it. There could be hidden dangers. I think it would be a mistake for you to ride it again." While they were sitting and talking in this way, a beautiful slave girl began to play music for them. She sang, she sang a song about separate lovers, and the king and the prince remembered the lovely daughter of the king of Sanas more than ever. So he went quickly up to the roof, got on his horse, pressed the up button, and flew and flew up into the night sky. After a few hours, the king wondered where his son had gone. She became violently sick and fell on her bed crying. The king said, "But dear daughter, we shall be thankful that Allah has saved us from his wizard, who only wanted to make love you." She ignored her father's sympathetic words and told him that she wouldn't eat or drink until Allah brought her love back to her. Meanwhile, the prince finally reached his own city. He came down to land on the roof of the palace. Praise to Allah for bringing you home safely, my son. The king commanded his servants to prepare the palace and the city so that they could celebrate his son's return. Everyone danced, sang, and ate and drank as much as they could for 7 days and 7 nights. The prince said to his father what had happened to the wizard. And the king said, "He is an evil man, and I was a fool to trust him. He's been in prison since the day you left us, and he'll stay in prison forever." The prince told his father how amazing the horse was, and asked him to let the old man out of prison. When the wizard was free and given this news, he was very angry. And the king said, "I know that you have used this horse well, but you don't know everything about it. There could be hidden dangers. I think it would be a mistake for you to ride it again." While they were sitting and talking in this way, a beautiful slave girl began to play music for them. She sang a song about separate lovers, and the king and the prince remembered the lovely daughter of the king of Sanas more than ever. So he went quickly up to the roof, got on his horse, pressed the up button, and flew. And the king said, "Oh Allah, please protect my son. If my sons return to me, I'll definitely destroy that horse. Then the prince will have to stay here on the ground, and I can't stop worrying about him." The prince flew through the night sky on his way to Sanas and his love. When he arrived, he landed on the roof and went quickly down into the palace, where he again found the slave boy asleep in front of the prince's door. He listened through the door and heard the princess crying and talking to her slave girls. And the slave girls say, "Princess, why are you crying about someone who left you and doesn't care about you?" And the prince say, "You silly girl, you don't really believe that he's forget me, or that I could forget him, do you?" The prince's heart was full of joy when he heard that, so he climbed over the sleeping slave boy, walked quickly up to her bed, and touched her hand gently. The princess opened her eyes and when she felt his touch, and threw herself on him, kissing him 100 times. And the princess said, "Oh, I have been so unhappy." And the prince said, "I've been unhappy too." And the princess said, "Then why did you leave? If you had stayed away one day longer, I would have killed myself." And the prince said, "How could I stay here when your father hates me?" And the princess said, "But you were wrong to leave me. Did you really believe I could live without you?" "My princess, are you sure you want to leave your home and your family?" "My love for you is so strong that I can think of nothing else. If I have to choose between you and my family, then you are the only possible choice." So the king said, "Okay." The prince felt better and pressed the up button. The wooden horse immediately flew high up into the sky. The prince was very happy to see his home again, and they were happy forever.